welcome if you're new, and if you're not, welcome back. Today we're doing Vogue secrets and beauty tips, so I really hope that you guys enjoy. I'm not gonna keep you longer. Love you. I was up before 6 a.m. on a weekend. That feels so illegal that I can't even begin to tell you. I'm getting ready for an event and I have like 20 to 30 minutes to get dressed and get out of the house, on top of doing my makeup, so this is a little bit of a rush to Vogue secret, but that's okay. Skincare and makeup have always been very hard for me because I have very sensitive skin and I have eczema, so like I can't use every product. Like my skin is very particular on what it can and can't take, so it's taking me a bit longer to figure out what products work for me and my skin, which I will say glow recipe all the way for me personally, because I don't know what magic they put in those bottles, but my skin feels so much better when I use it. I would say right now my skin is a little bit like broken out here and here. I don't know if you can see it because of my trip to Europe, and like the water's very different there than it is here, and it broke me out like crazy. Like I was not aware of it and I wasn't expecting it. Also, somebody with like a rougher texture hair, which I have, which I know it doesn't really look like it, my hair isn't like really soft. As somebody who conditions her head every single day, the water also just messed up my hair so much. Like I would pull out clumps of hair and I would be like, what the heck is going on? And it's the water that's there. I'm going with the House Labs foundation. Technical difficulties, but I used the House Lab foundation like I said, but I'm trying something new because before my trip to Europe I found out that you're not supposed to put makeup like straight on your face. You're supposed to work it on your hands or on like a palette of sorts. So we're gonna try that out. Maybe it'll apply my makeup better. I also had such a hard time finding a foundation that works because like I want a light foundation, but I also want it to be buildable in case I do want to do like a full beat, which is usually never, but a lot of people on the internet claim that I always do a full beat, so to each their own. The thing that I like about this foundation in particular is that it is light, but you could also build it up as much as you want. A beauty tip that I would love to share with you guys is that like your applicators are just as important as your products. Also, by the way, I'm going in with the Rare Beauty, ooh, that got all over my finger, bronzer stick. But yeah, the applicator is just as important because recently in the last month I switched from this one to a cheaper version that I found in CVS, and it broke me out, and it was the only thing in my routine that changed. And I was thinking at first, maybe it's been a while since I washed my brushes, because it has been, I don't want to even say how long, but it's been a while since I washed my brushes, and I washed all of them and I was still breaking out, and it really was just the beauty blender. I also think it was the brushes because I did throw them out because I was like, I've had them, some of them, since middle school, and I am going into my senior year of college. If not, I don't even want to know how many years that is, but that's like a decade of brush. And yes, I clean it and everything, but brushes also retain something after a while, and so I had to go out and buy new brushes. And I will say my skin has started clearing up, and I know like those things don't seem as big and dramatic as everything else, but it is something that you're putting on your skin. And at this point in my life, like, wellness over price, and this saves my life every single time. It's the ones from Sephora, or you could get them on Amazon too. Beauty blender, this like container that has the name, oh my god, wait, hold on, there we go. Oh my god, watching so many lifestyle gurus in 2015 is finally paying off. So the brushes that I did buy were from Morphe, and I'll show you right now because I need my concealer brush, just because I don't like using my beauty blender for the concealer because I feel like it just absorbs all the concealer. But it was like a 20 or 30 brush set thing, and this is the brush I used for my concealer. Do I know what each one of them are designed for? No. I'm just doing it however it feels right to me, because that's what makeup is. It's experimental. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You just kind of do what you want. Speaking of how experimental makeup is, I am always so grateful that I was the type of kid that was watching so many makeup tutorials when I couldn't even do makeup, when I didn't even have makeup, because now it's made me so much better at makeup. Like I really picked up on certain things here and there. I'm like, I don't even remember who taught me this, but I remember that it was a skill that I do now. Like, granted, am I perfect at makeup? No, I'm not an MUA, which is really ironic that I was so obsessed with makeup because I hated all things girly. I hated dresses. I hated the color pink. I feel like every girl goes through that stage though, like in their preteens/teens, where they're like, I hate pink. I hate all the girly girl things. But the one thing I never gave up on was my makeup. Like, my hair, I also have given up at times throughout those years, but makeup was always like something I'm like, no. I used to watch all of the original like MUAs back on YouTube back in the days. I'm not going to mention them now because a lot of them did get canceled. Not the point, but they have helped me figure out what does complement my skin and what doesn't. And they also helped me be like really experimental. I would always put on like green and yellow and purple eyeshadow on one eyelid and like I make a look out of it, and I would walk out my house like that. Like, I don't know where I had the confidence to do that because I couldn't even talk to a person outside. If you came up to me and started talking to me, like, that would scare me so hard. Like, I wouldn't talk to you because I would be so anxious and nervous. I will say getting to a point where I understand what compliments me and what doesn't has been a challenge, because I did go through a little bit of a brow crisis in like middle and high school, where I just drew on these block eyebrows, put on some mascara, some concealer, and called it a day. But I did it without, like, the brow part I did without concealer, which I'm like, why did nobody tell me I look like that? Because I look back at pictures and I'm like, I have no pictures of that I could actually post online now. Like, that is so embarrassing to me. And I know things are only as embarrassing as you make them seem, but I'm like, ugh, like, come on, nobody could have told me take some makeup remover. I feel like now my makeup is more, sorry to say because I know it's going out of style, but like clean girl aesthetic, or just like a soft beat, because it helps me feel pretty and confident and more alert and awake. I'm still using my James Charles palette because genuinely I want to get rid of it at this point, but I'm like, I need to use up all this. Like, I'm not just gonna throw it out, that's wasteful. But the way I see makeup is like a form of self-expression. Even like my eyeshadow, like right now I'm not completely done, but like even that is neutral, like it's brown, and that's the way that I like it. And not everybody has to do it and not everybody has to like it, but that's what I do. I also in my life avoid a lot of sprays. Setting spray, for example, I avoid. I feel sticky, I feel gross, I feel disgusting after. So instead of using setting spray, I do use the Glow Recipe one, because I feel like it gives you that soft like little glow. I feel like it's like mist. It's enough to keep you in place. And my highlighter does come from the James Charles palette in the shade Highlight. Or is it Ring Light? I think it's Ring Light. That sounds right. Recently for my mascara, I've been combining two when I go out. Even though it's gloomy today and I'm going out. I can't believe that. Like, like right now it's like almost 7 o'clock and it's a Saturday. So I just put like one coat of the Sky High Maybelline mascara, which I love this. It gives you so much like light. And then for thickness, I go in with the Naturally Better Than. And I am a messy makeup applier, so I do go in with a Q-tip just to clean up my eyelid, which is why earlier I didn't put any shimmer on my eyelid, because now the place where I removed a little bit of the eyeshadow, I'm gonna apply the shimmer, and I just kind of apply it all over my lid at that point, just so that everything like looks more seamless. And I go with another layer of Sky High. I make sure not to be messy and get it on my eyelid to like separate the lashes a little bit. I just move them with the brush. Using a makeup tip that I learned literally like in 2015, probably from Miss Alicia Marie and Remy Ashton. Tip on your lips to get off all the product. I just like to go in with the lip liner and just like draw them on a bit. Define them, if you will. This shade is a little bit darker than I usually do use because I'm more into like peachy pink tones, and this is more of a little bit of a pink latte. It has like brown undertones. And then I go in with this for my lips. Oh my god, I'm gonna need to rush getting ready and I don't even know what I'm wearing. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I literally love you so much. I literally have to run right now. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!